noticed already that I'm a very quiet person. I don't talk a lot. And as you can tell from my voice, I don't really project a lot either. And yeah, it's because I'm very shy. So I have a quote here. It says, you can observe a lot just by watching. So even though I'm a quiet person and I'm just to myself, well, not a lot as I used to be, I'm very observant of other people and how they are. And I think that's why I'm a visual learner, more of a visual learner. And I think it's not a bad thing if you're observant to yourself, but it can cause harm to how your interpersonal skills are. So I'm going to be talking about my past and how I am today with being observant. It's just a lot of things. So before, when I was young, I used to just, because I moved here from the Philippines, and I never used to be so quiet. It just started here. I don't know why, because it's a different culture and I'm not very used to a lot of things. So I would just sit by myself in a corner in like elementary school or something, and I would just observe all the kids playing in the playground, and I thought, why am I not over there, you know? Like, why am I not playing with these kids? And if I played with those kids, I think I would be much more of an interactive person, but that didn't go on for long, because as I grew up to now, I took my observant skills and I took it as a good thing. So in high school, I started to become more interactive with people, and I saw that through my studies and how I observed my sister, because she's more of a nerd, I guess, because she's like top of her class right now. She's like 7th of like 500 people in her class. So I expect her to like go somewhere like Harvard or something. But yeah, I observed her study skills and how she handles people, how she handles like speeches as well. I always just ask her, how are you so like confident in what you're talking about? But she tells me, I just, believe in myself, and I saw that, and I applied it to myself, and I think being observant has helped me become how I am today, because like just a few minutes ago, I'm just there to myself, and Nathan was just like telling me how I'm next. I'm just like, no, I'm not. Don't freak me out right now. But as I saw people coming up here and seeing how nervous they are and how they like did a better job than they would think, because it's a hard speech to make. I observe them and I see that they have confidence in what they're saying, especially, but so I'm just trying to do that by myself right now. So all in all, being observant is not a bad thing. So if you're not an observant person, try to be, because it helps you in the long run to see how people are, to adapt to what they're doing.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm afraid to like Well, Jeanina, I thought that you spoke well of yourself at the beginning, even though you feel a little bit on the spot, and I thought you had an excellent transition to the quote and the point that you're trying to make. The preview really just consists of the notion that you're going to be talking about yourself. There's not really pattern that gets developed. It's like you've got a single idea that you're doing. But you do a nice job developing it. Once you got started, it's amazing to me why people think it's hard for them. It's so hard for me to talk about yourself. Most people can find a lot of things about themselves to either complain about or feel pretty good about. And that seems to me like what you've done a good job at, is finding those things about yourself that, here's something that I had to learn, here's something I managed to learn, here's something that I do pretty well. And I thought that you filled the time, for the most part, pretty well. I think in the second half, maybe the last third of the speech, you got a little bit off and wandered around. It sounded like you were just kind of going through the motions, and I thought you were stronger at the beginning of the speech. Some of that is delivery issues. There aren't a lot of delivery issues, by the way. It doesn't seem like there's a problem here. When I say delivery issues, it's just that there are a couple of indicators about how you are less focused in that last part of the speech. Your energy level drops a little bit. I thought you were very good for most of the speech, but it drops a little bit. It's noticeable in that particular point. Also, your gestures were very solid, but maybe a little bit less engaged in that last part. And the pacing, that was the other thing that I thought was pretty solid. It breaks down in the last half of the speech. That's where I think the one weak spot was in the speech. You were doing great, like I said, for the first 2/3, and then the last third, it felt a little bit like you were lollygagging and just stretching it out a bit instead of getting to the point that you were trying to make. But your audience contact is excellent. Your facial expressions, you look like you're engaged, you're animated, and even if you're nervous, you look like you're having a good time talking. So you faked it pretty well. If you're nervous, don't worry about it. You did a good job there. All right, thank you.